Hi guys! Tonight I was going to talk about my Leathermans. Alright, I've got a couple of them here, right here. These are a couple of the original ones. I believe it's the PST and the PST2. This one right here is the PST2. Alright, these are a couple of the originals that came out, geez, I guess over 20 years ago. They were kind of known to be like the fisherman's friend and, you know, one of the very first multi-tools. Alright. The PST2 was updated from the PST1. Basically, the big changes in it. It has a serrated blade right here. It's only ground on one side. I forget what you call that. It has scissors on it. It's got, you know, several screwdriver tips and stuff like that. Right, and what I liked about it is it has the file right here with your basic bastard cut, and it has the diamond cut back here. Very, very handy because I would use this all the time to sharpen other things, right? Plus it has this little notch in here for like sharpening fish hooks and stuff like that. Really neat. Works really, really well. Of course, you know, if you're fishing and stuff like that, needle nose are good to have. What I want to talk about is just kind of my take on the Leatherman. Alright, right here are my tools. Alright, I have several screwdrivers right here. I got my Kleins. I got diagonal cutters right here, you know, so you can cut on the tips. I got a razor knife. I got my needle nose, and I'm probably going to use those a little bit. And wire cutters, you know, pipe wrenches and stuff like that. Okay? When we're talking about our Leathermans, right, basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to replace these with this. Now, of course, it doesn't work out perfect, but it does a fairly good job. That's what they're trying to do, because nobody wants to pack all of this stuff around. Alright, and that's what we use this for. Great for fishing and stuff, but also great for the bushcrafters kit. Let me push these aside, and I want to show you something new. One of my YouTube friends has been hugely supportive, and I really like him. Really, really nice guy. He's got a great channel. His name is PHARRAOH. I'll put his link right down here. Super guy. You guys should all go check it out. He's got great videos, great on lightweight backpacking, great product reviews, some great backpacking trips and adventures and stuff like that. He's really good at the history of where he's going and stuff, and, you know, just really good top-notch videos, and I'll recommend you guys go. Anyways, he sent me this. Maybe he felt sorry for me with one of these guys right here. So he sent me this. This is the Leatherman Wave. I am very, very impressed by this. Alright. It is about the same size as the PST2. And let me tell you, I was perfectly happy with one of these. They worked okay for me. They did the job, did what I want them to do. This is a whole different animal right here, and I'm amazed, right? It's, of course, got the needle nose pliers on it, but right off the get-go, the most noticeable thing on these things is it has blades on the outside, right, and they're locking. Alright, you can see that. It's a locking blade. It has a little locking mechanism on here, right? And this is a much better blade than these guys right here, right? This is a, I believe, I'm no expert on this, but I believe this is a flat grind blade. It is very sharp. It's got a nice edge on it. Everything fits really nice in your hand, and I'm really, really impressed with this. Aside from this, it also has a file, which I really like, with the diamond. Again, I really like having these. You know, you can sharpen your other tools with these things. Really handy to have. It has a full serrated edge, great for cutting through like car seat belts and ropes and other fibrous materials where you need these extra little cutting edges. And it locks. And I think another reason why he sent me this is really cool. It's got a saw. And I've really been looking at saws a lot lately, and if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I just got a couple saws. I'm really into it, right? I'm really finding the value in having a great little saw like this. And this one's great. It's locking again, right? And now I have another saw. Super happy about that. If we look on the inside, we've got the scissors, we've got assorted screwdriver blades and all that good stuff. You know, and all of these things have their place, and I think they're very handy to have. Of course, you've got the can opener and stuff like that. You know, I'm sure you guys have all done this. This doesn't have it all, but it has a very small screw tip on here, right? This thing can serve as an awl pretty well. You can dig into wood. You can do that with any one of these screwdriver blades. You know, you can punch into wood and stuff and use it for a light prying tool. Very nice. I'm really, really impressed with this. So anyways, I thought we'd do a little work with this. You know, as well as I do, that when you go outside and stuff like that, barbed wire, it's all over the place. And they use the barbed wire, and they also use the regular wire that they use to repair the fences and the gates and stuff like that. Well, I brought in I just have a wire hanger. You know, no wire hangers. Well, I got a few of them. You know, what I thought I'd do is we would see how these things stack up. Right here is my needle nose pliers. Now, almost all of my tools, just to give you guys that don't know, right, when you're looking at these tools, you want to look, the better quality ones have an offset pivot point. Alright, this pivot point right here has been offset up here, and it gives you greater leverage, and it allows you to cut through thick things with less effort on the part, especially if you have smaller wrists and stuff. This one works the same way. Alright, I know I can easily cut right through this. Okay, it's no real issue with me. Alright, and I can pop this. So let's see how these guys do. Okay, these guys, they have a different type of blade on them, right? These have a cutting edge on them that is more like a scissors, right? The edges pass each other. Now the reason they do that, right, is for your softer metals and stuff like that, you're able to cut all the way through. Alright, on the very back of this, and I'll get it right up here, right, they've got a little notch. That little notch back in there, right, that's not for stripping wire, right, that's for cutting your hard metals. Alright, if you try to cut your hard metals up here where they cross like the scissors, right, you can bend these, or you can get things bound up in there. Alright, you really need a cutting surface that's closer to this, and I think they call this an anvil or something like that, where the two edges meet. Alright, but no matter what you call it, that's the thing behind it. So if I'm going to be cutting through something like this, right, I want to go all the way in the back. Now, another thing about cutting these things is make sure this is pointing away from you, right? Shield yourself, do whatever you got to do, right? Because these things pop. And the other thing you got to worry about, especially on these Leatherman tools that are notorious for it, right, is see right down in here, you can pinch yourself right down in there. So when you hang on to these things, right, and let me see if I can, maybe I'm going the wrong way here. There we go. When you get in there like that, see, you got to be very careful about doing that. You can pinch yourself. So just make sure your hands are on the outside, you don't have a finger in there and stuff, and you can work these very well. A lot of times, I kind of chopstick them down here on the end. Alright, that's how I operate them, where it's open and you can't hurt yourself. Alright, so I'm going to, one more piece away from myself, and I'm going to chop it. And while we're at it, you know, when you find wire out in nature and stuff like that, in a survival situation, this stuff is your friend. You can use barbed wire and everything else. So what I thought I'd do is I'd take these needle nose and see how they work for me, and let's just make like a fish hook, right? I can take this, maybe I'll go back down here where it's a little rounder, and I can roll this around, maybe go around like this, just like that. Alright, and I'm using the white because it's easier to see too, plus it just happens, that's what I'd have. Now a lot of times, see, I would sharpen this little edge, but I don't have enough time for that, so I won't do that right now. Alright, and I can take this right here, and I can bend this right around like this, and I can pinch this down. Now this one's kind of small, I can make it bigger. You know, if you've got like an area with channels and stuff like that where you've got bass or catfish or something like that, right here, you can make it bigger. But basically I've got a basic little hook right here. Alright, I can cut it right about in here. I can run some string either out of my 550 or dental floss or something like that. I can put that right through there, and I can sharpen this with the file in here, and I've got a fishing hook. You know, if I find some bait, I can find some worms, I can find something, you know, near the shore, you know, some caterpillars or something like that. I can go fishing now. Alright? What I can also do, and I've done this once or twice and it works pretty good, is I can do this. I can roll this around like this, just like so, and I'm not going to go all the way around, so I give myself a little room to cut. I'm going to slip my right down there on the end. I'm going to point this away from myself so it doesn't go snapping at right in my face. I'm going to go just like that. And see what we got there? I can pinch this down. There we go. I have kind of like a little treble hook, right? I can form these up a little more. I can pop this around like this. Oops, wrong one. I can go like this. Here's my file, right? I can take this, and it'd be better if I did this down on the table or something like that, but just for demonstration, right? I can file this down to a nice sharp point. I can run my string right up through there, and I have a fish hook. You know, it might bend more than a regular fish hook does, but it won't bend or break as much as a thorn or something will. So, you know, I can catch fish with this. I might need to form it up a little more, but there you go. Thank you so much, Alan. I really appreciate it. Everybody, please make sure to go check out Alan's channel. It is PHARRAOH. I'm going to put the link right down here. Like I said, he's got lots of great stuff. Go check him out. Really awesome. And you'll learn a lot, see a lot. Oh yeah, before I forget, he also sent me this. This thing is super cute. This is the Leatherman style. It's pink. It's a little tiny one. I'm going to take off my Swiss Army one, and I'm going to put this on my keychain. I really, really like it. I think the blade is much better than the one on the Swiss Army. It's just more substantial. Cute little blade. Very, very lightweight. Plus it has the scissors, and it has the little file. Now that little file in there, you know, of course you can use it on your fingernails and stuff like that. But, you know, it's nice to have a file for other things too. Once again, thank you very much, Alan. That was super sweet of you to send me these. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you all for watching. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.